Hey there, welcome to Old Man Runner. In today's video, I'm going to review the Asics Metaspeed Sky. First, I'm going to go on a run around Dublin in them, then I'm going to stick them on the turntable and list their specifications, then I'm going to review them, and finally, I'm going to see if I can recommend them. My first carbon fiber shoe was the Carbon X2 by Hoka One One, and I love that shoe. And so I've been getting some other ones to sort of compare with. And last year I wanted to get the Asics Meta Racer Tokyo, but it was all sold out. So this year I signed up to Asics newsletters, which I get regularly. And as soon as it came out, I jumped all over it, which I'm glad I did because now they're sold out. Looking at the shoe and wondering where to run it. And then because of the graduated black, I decided to take it where I learned to swim, Guinness Brewery. So take it for a run around the back of the brewery, back at what was the old hop store, along past the Leprechaun Railway, and then across the Storehouse, which is Ireland's most popular visitor attraction, and gets just less than 2 million people in your typical year. But as you can see in this video, there's nobody around. I managed to get it on a day when there aren't tour buses everywhere. So let's run around and see the shoe in action. I hope you enjoyed the run around the back of the Guinness Brewery. I was kidding about the Leprechaun Railway. There isn't one. Guinness designed and developed their own railway in the 1870s that ran around the complex. There was apparently 8 kilometers of track. There's a little bit left out in the main roads, and it's very narrow gauge. But it stopped in the 1970s, so there's no Leprechaun Railway. Anyway, let's stick these shoes on the turntable and review their specifications. Asics say that the shoe weighs 179 grams or 6.3 ounces. This shoe is a US 13, EU 48, UK 12 or CM 30.5. The shoe measures 305 millimeters long internally and it fits true to size, for me at any rate. In this size it weighs, in the right shoe, 235 grams or 8.45 ounces, and in the left shoe 242 grams or 8.55 ounces. It is a 5 millimeter drop. Asics say that it has a 33mm to 28mm stack height. Asics say this about the Metaspeed Sky. The Metaspeed Sky racing shoe moves you towards a sound mind and a new personal best. It's designed to help you go faster by extending your stride length. Stride-style runners take a longer stride once they start increasing their speed, but their cadence primarily remains consistent. Thanks to an energetic midsole foam and a propulsive carbon plate, runners wearing these shoes will be able to conserve more energy while maintaining their pace at the later stages of the races. Let's review this shoe and see if it's true. I suppose it's important to say at this stage that there are actually two shoes that Asics are bringing out. There's the Metaspeed Sky, which is this one, and there's the Metaspeed Edge, which from the pictures looks identical but with a slightly different stack height and some different internal construction. And as Asics have said, this one is targeted at people who, when they want to run faster, extend their stride length, which I suppose is fairly self-evident. But there are other people, I think I'm one of those, who try to increase their stride length, but also increase their cadence. So it's the number of steps they take per minute or per any unit of time. And the second shoe, the Edge, is designed for those runners. So I'm going to hopefully test those, keep an eye on those newsletters, later in the year. But for the moment, this is an exciting shoe for me to try. At in around 235 grams, this is an incredibly light shoe. Only my Atreyu, the Battleize within, is lighter. And they achieve that by a very light upper. So if I stick on the stick of light and stick it into the shoe and try and show you around. So if you see the front, you can see, and as I rotate the shoe, you can see how much light goes through, how porous the skin is. It's really super lightweight. You can see almost all the light coming through from the stick. It's a really nice lightweight upper in the shoe. Pretty much wraps around the whole thing. There's a tiny bit of structure in the heel. The tongue is made pretty much of the same material. The material is not stretchy, but the upper part of the tongue is nice and flexible. I think if you were to cut out this tongue, it's the lightest tongue of any shoe I have, but it's soft edge, so it won't cut at you. The liner is fixed. It's reasonably comfortable, but it's fixed in place. The toe box is moderate. If you try to wiggle your toes, you can't really. In terms of that, there's no flexibility in the material, and the width is one size only. I like the laces. I mean, they've gone for the simple approach. 2 holes up the side and a simple piece of rope in between. Who knew on running that such a simple lacing system will actually attach the foot to your shoe? Laces up pretty nice. There's a little bit of padding around the heel, but for what it's trying to do, I think, yeah, it's just enough and no more. The sole has got some what they call FF Blast Turbo on the side. Basically, they got some foam in here, and there's a carbon plate in here somewhere. Now, the big difference between this and the Edge is stack height and also where the plate is. And I suppose until we got both shoes and sawed them both in half, we wouldn't know exactly the differences. But I think this one's got a slightly taller stack height. There's a softer ride in this than in my Carbon X, which is on the firm side, and it's actually relatively similar to my New Balance Fuel Cell Elite, which we'll talk about a bit later on. The outsole of the shoe has very little attached rubber. There's very little of it down here. I imagine it won't wear brilliantly. I imagine it'll wear out here. But look, you know, you can't expect it to be long wearing if you're also wanting it to be ultra light and ultra fast. So I think there's just enough grip for the dry. I don't think I would try running in the wet in these. So on dry, fast days, should be fine. I really like the aesthetics of this shoe. A lot of Asics shoes I've gone off because there's just too much going on. It's sometimes like Honda design where it's like it just throws so much stuff at the thing. And then they come out with the E, which is beautiful and simple. They're a little electric city car. I think these are beautiful. There's very little in this that's superfluous. If this was a black and white shoe with no color, you see there's very little actually going on. But instead, this is sunrise red and white. That's what it's officially called. I think it's a vibrant orange. I mean, this shirt is officially called orange. These have some pop on them. I mean, I don't think it comes across on the screen. It does a little bit in the video where just the vibrancy of them, they really pop out. So yeah, another shoe I love looking at. It's only available in these colors, and actually, as far as I can see, the Edge is also in these colors. So it's very interesting when you try and pick the two apart if you can see them online. So how do they feel? Well, I put them on and walked across the room, and I was amazed because they do really, more so than any other shoe I have, sort of pitch you forward. There's a point somewhere here that when you tilt, all of a sudden it's like there's nothing at the front and you're going forward whether you want to or not. It's a nice feel, but you really feel the shoe when you're walking. It's soft, but it's not mushy. So it's soft like the fuel cell, but not mushy like my Rocket X's. And it's that rare shoe. I mean, so I typically walk around, I do the filming where you're not concentrating on the shoe particularly. And then I go for an easy run where I'm not trying to achieve anything. I'm literally just running a couple of K back forward and a couple of K back to kind of see how the shoe feels. And I kept looking at my watch thinking, I'm going a lot fast. There's something wrong. But it's that rare shoe that doesn't feel like you're going fast, but when you look at the numbers, yeah, you're going fast. A shoe like this isn't going to last as long as, say, a regular Clifton Edge or something like that. It's not designed to do that. This is for speed days only. I don't mean race days. I mean days when you just want to run fast. It doesn't have to be a race. I mean, you might just want to go and see how fast you can go. And these shoes are ideal for those. No, it's not going to last. I wonder how long they will last. I mean, I typically would retire things at 300k. I'd be surprised if at 300k this isn't badly worn. But hey, they'll have been a really enjoyable 300k. I suppose there's no getting around. This is an expensive shoe. It's €250 or $250 or £225. And again, chapeau to Asics, or whatever the Japanese term for chapeau is, for actually having a website you can see in each of the different countries what the same shoe costs. It's the same cost as a Brooks Hyperion Elite or a Craft Ultra Carbon CTM, which I have. So it's a premium price for what is a premium shoe. I was trying to see which shoe this is most like of the shoes I have, and that would be this, the New Balance Fuel Cell Elite. The foam feels very similar when you push it in with your fingers. This shoe is slightly heavier, it's slightly cheaper, €230. I think it's another great looking shoe. This is my fastest shoe so far before this one. I could get 25k out of this, I can get 24k. Now, it's not the most objective training in the world. I run at a speed gun that's designed to tell motorists to slow down, and these I can get 25 out of. I can get 24 out of a couple of other shoes, and they sort of filter down. I'll do a detailed thing later. But I went out in these yesterday fully expecting to get 25, and into a headwind I just got 25, but my stride said I was putting out more power in these than these. I think there's very little difference in them. I think, I need to test them a bit longer, which I will do. Interestingly, this has a 10mm drop, and this is a 5mm drop. And the thing you notice between the two, the real thing you notice, is this feels like you're higher off the ground. Well, you are, but they're both really fast shoes. I'll have to do more objective testing. I mean, just running once or twice against a camera isn't it? I'll have to do a bit more objective testing, which I'll do later in the year. In conclusion, this is a very light, very fast shoe. Should you buy it? Well, yeah, I think you should. Although Asics are bringing out two versions, and this is the Sky for the people who increase their stride, the Edge will come out for those who increase their stride and their cadence, which is more typically me. I'll try both if I can get my hands on the second one. But yeah, if you can get your hands on these, get these while you can. It's a great shoe. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. As always, I'll put lots of stuff down in the description below, and I'll happily answer any questions you put in the comment section. There'll be a blue subscribe button popping up there, and some related videos there. Thanks for watching. Until the next video, just keep running along. I bought this shoe because I love carbon fiber shoes. My first shoe was the Carbon X2 by Hoka One. Hang on, how many ones did I put in there? More than one. There's two ones.